I wanted to hop on here really quick and do kind of a spontaneous part 2 of the What I Eat in a Day video that I released a few days ago, because a lot has happened since then because of that video. First of all, thank you everyone for all your comments. They've been really helpful. I filmed that episode the day before I had an appointment with my dietitian, who I hadn't seen in a few months. And it turns out that by making that episode, I realized that I wasn't really eating enough. I had basically stopped tracking because I was a little complacent, and I kind of thought, oh, I'm eating 3 meals a day, they're healthy, I'm getting enough. And I was eating even when my appetite was suppressed. So I just kind of thought it was all good. But making that video, I was like a little low on calories, not drastic, but like a little low. And it made me realize that I'm probably eating less than I thought I was eating. So I'm so glad I had that knowledge before my dietitian appointment. Otherwise, I might have just gone in and told her, like, everything's great. And instead I said, help me to figure out how to eat a little more. It's one of those cases of like, I know what to do, but I need help implementing it. And it was really helpful just to get back on track. We talked about getting back to tracking and doing more meal prep. And I know those things have worked for me in the past. But again, it's like, I need the accountability and just the structure and the help so that I actually do those things. Also, in my defense, I've been traveling a lot, and it's really hard to meal plan or meal prep when you're in a hotel or an Airbnb. So after my dietitian appointment, I meal prepped some breakfasts and lunches. Dinners are a little more on the fly. Like tonight, my husband's making dinner, and I know it has something to do with coconut milk and curry sauce. I don't really know what it is. I know that it'll be healthy. But I made these breakfast sandwiches for breakfast this week. They're really easy. I just basically had to cook the eggs and then assemble the sandwiches. And then I wrapped them in foil, and every morning I just microwave them for 1 minute. And they've got the Ezekiel brand sprouted grain English muffin, a turkey sausage, the egg, and a slice of Colby Jack cheese. Each sandwich has 402 calories, 30 grams of protein, and 6 grams of fiber. So really easy to grab after my protein shake in the morning. Then I also made a big pot of turkey vegetable soup. I just sauteed some onions, cooked the turkey. I actually chose turkey sausage just for the flavor. And then the veggies I added were celery, a can of diced tomatoes, a zucchini, some chopped up carrots, and a yellow bell pepper. Oh, and I added a container of spinach that I'd had in the freezer. A lot of times I use frozen spinach to put in my smoothies, but I just used this one for this pot of soup. Then I also added in about a half a cup of farro. It was like the end of a bag, so it was a scant half a cup of farro for some extra fiber and healthy carbs. And whenever I add a grain like that to soup, I add a little extra water just because I do want it to be more like a soup than a stew. So if I didn't add the water, the farro would absorb a lot of the broth and thicken it, which is good, but it's just not what I was in the mood for this week. And for the broth, I used bone broth because it bumps up the protein. So looking at this whole pot, I don't know how many servings it is, but I entered it into MyFitnessPal as a recipe. And if there's 5 servings in that pot, which seems like there's 5 generous servings in there, I don't know. But if there are, it's 378 calories, 27 grams of protein, and 8 grams of fiber. So a little light on calories, but that's okay, because if I look at my protein drink, my breakfast, and my lunch for these days that I'm eating these meal prepped meals, I'm already doing really well going into dinner time to reach my calorie goals. Also, I have learned the best stuff in the comment section. Thanks so much for commenting on that What I Eat in a Day video from, I guess it was 3 days ago. I don't know. The last video I posted. I've gotten the best ideas and learned things. Shout out to Buckaroo738, who told me that the liquid I was pouring off of the yogurt container is actually whey and it has a lot of protein in it, and that you should stir it back in, which I never knew. And for years, I've been dumping that protein down the drain. And then Karen Friend 7617 had even more knowledge about Greek yogurt that she commented below that. And one of them, I forget who, had a link to a little educational video about that liquid in the yogurt. So, the more you learn. Then I learned about a new product, which I actually ordered, although it's not here yet, called Liquid Salad, which I'd never heard of before. It was LB8795. Thank you for mentioning Liquid Salad. It's got no added sugar. There's a little apple sauce or apple juice in it for sweetness, but it's mostly blended up vegetables, hence the name Liquid Salad. And it's only 50 calories and it's got 8 grams of fiber. So that seems like a really nice tool to have on hand when you want to get nutrition and you're just not hungry. You can like drink this nutritious salad. I know that doesn't help with my goal of reaching my calorie goals, but it does help pack in some nutrition. So I'm grateful for that. Oh, I don't know if you can see these. I have these pants. Okay, I can't tell if I'm in the frame. They look like jeans, right? I might have to edit this part out if like you're totally not seeing what I'm trying to show you. But they look like jeans, but they are so stretchy. So stretchy. They're jeggings, but they're wide leg. So it's gonna be funny to see later and see like if you even can see this and see that I'm wearing slippers. I've been buying my yoga pants from this company. I don't know how to pronounce their name. It's Ayuga, but I took a chance and I ordered these jeggings from them, and I love them. There's no buttons. It's just like an elastic waist, and it's like wearing pajamas. So anyway, I've got a link for 25% off anything at their website for you down in the description if you use the code Dr. Bobby. So, okay, I might have to edit that out because I don't know if you saw any of that, but these are like my new favorite things. None of this would have happened if I hadn't made that episode and realized that I wasn't as on track as I thought I was. So thank you all so much. I guess it's a cliche for a reason to say that we're all in this together, but I feel like we're all in this together. Okay, gotta get back to work now. Love you. Bye.